filming for my first time in like 3 years or so. I am just very awkward right now. Let's just put that out there. Without further ado, before I say any more nonsense, let's get into this get ready with me for work tutorial. Okay, first off, I already moisturized all of my face. It's good to go. I can now start by adding my primer. First step to any makeup regimen. You want to make sure that you have a good base on your skin, something that's gonna allow your makeup to stick on evenly and keep it from moving throughout the day. So that's very important. If you don't have a good primer, find yourself one. Not all primers are for all skin types, so definitely keep in mind your skin type. The primer I use, I can't show you guys the bottle because I have a MAC sample, and it's the Too Faced Cocoa Primer. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, moving on. So in between applications, between my skincare, my face primer, and my foundation, I like to spray Fix Plus in between those applications because I have very dry skin. And this helps me feel hydrated. The whole face. Whew, feels so good. Next, I'm going to be going in with my foundation from MAC. It's from the Studio Fix Fluid line. I'm going to be using shade MC38. Just kind of put a few dots all over my face. It's usually how I do it. I like to bring them down. And I like to start at the center of my face. I choose to do this only because I like to use as little product as possible so that I don't have to go in and add like another heavy ass layer, so I don't look cakey. And that's how you can avoid that cakey look, by just kind of evening out the skin tone all throughout, making sure that that first application of foundation covers mostly everything before you decide, okay, I need to cover more. Just using a damp beauty blender, I'm going to blend this all over my skin. I'm not used to doing this. The last time I did this, my daughter was like, she was a baby. She was probably like months old, under a year. And I tried doing this makeup tutorial thing. I'm kind of ashamed of my videos a little bit. I guess not ashamed, I just feel like, oh my gosh. I did voiceovers and they're so awkward. They are so awkward for sure. I feel like in a voiceover, I was really trying to sound proper instead of just like saying it. I was trying to sound like, I don't know, I was just trying to do everything perfect, I guess. Anywho, that was a hot mess. I was trying to film with my iPhone at the time, and I didn't have a proper setup, let's just say. I was holding my iPhone with like a bunch of books. I remember it was a bunch of books and like a mirror behind the phone so I could film with the front part of my phone. It really sucked. So, very awkward. So this seems to be a little bit more helpful. Right now I'm filming with a tripod. That was way easier. I'm pretty happy with the coverage. I feel like it's even. I'm going to conceal my under eyes and a few other areas to highlight using MAC's Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC25. So I'm just gonna apply this. Again, with my damp beauty blender, I'm just gonna go under the eyes and start blending all of that under eye area first. And you wanna make sure this looks seamless. You don't wanna see where the concealer stops or where it starts. You just wanna keep blending until you see that kind of blend into your foundation, if that makes any sense. Then I'm gonna go down the bridge of my nose and forehead. And I usually try to bring it out more, like out here, just kind of like a halo right there on my forehead, not really going above. And then with the booty of the beauty blender, I like to just kind of go over the edges. Make sure everything is well blended. Throughout this setting process of my under eyes, I usually go back with my beauty blender a few times because my under eye area does crease a lot. So before you set any area of your face that usually creases a lot, you want to make sure that it's well blended. Whether it's with the brush or beauty blender, it doesn't matter. If you don't, you'll be able to see the marking once you set it in place. To set my concealer, I am going to be using the RCMA translucent no color setting powder. I bought this container when I went to Namie's a year ago. And it's really great for my RCMA powder. Those of you that do own the RCMA powder know that it comes in a little like spice container, so you have to always pour it out. That was a hassle for me, honestly. I really did not like that part of it, even though the powder is amazing. I just needed to find a better way, more practical to be able to use it. So I got the container at Amy's for like $1 or $2. You're welcome. I want to make sure that I have no creases. And then I want to look up. Oh man, I got it all over my hair. I'm going to bring it into my eye area because I don't know if you guys can see, but I have a little bit of a creasing situation there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Like right there. I need to blend that out before I set that. So I'm not touching that area yet. I'm just bringing it down here. Same thing on the other eye. Blend it out. And then set it into place. The same thing on my lids. Blend it out with the beauty blender before setting. With a big fluffy brush, I just kind of go all over the areas that I've already set, like the under eyes, the lids, and whatever powder is still on my face, I just kind of like to dust it all over. To bronze my face, I'm going to be using MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in Give Me Sun. I'm going to put it right where my ear starts to curve, right here. I'm going to bring it in right about here and build the product gradually. You don't want to add so much product in the beginning because it can end up looking very, very muddy. You just want to create a little bit of dimension. Okay, I also like to kind of squeeze my brush like that. And what I like to do is I like to bring it into the sides of my nose to create more of that snatched nose. And then I bring it to the bottom. I'm also gonna go in with this palette here. This is the Studio Fix Sculpt and Shape Contour palette from MAC. This is the light to medium palette using the MAC 129 synthetic brush. And I usually dab into the 3 of them just like that, and then I start sculpting or giving more of that shadow so that it's more defined. Now I'm gonna go in with blush. I love my Warm Soul. I use it all the time. I usually kind of smile a little bit, so you can see those apples of your cheeks. And I bring it out towards my contour here, just so that everything blends together. Okay, and I just build on it. Alright, next I'm going to be going in with my Hyper Real Glow highlight palette. I'm going to be using this one here today. And I love this palette because of the consistency of the highlight. It's very, very buttery and it just kind of melts into the skin, and you don't need a whole lot of product and it shows so much. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the way the skin looks right now. I'm gonna go ahead and spray some more Fix Plus all over the skin. Now that I'm all done with my face, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyes. I'm gonna do a little bit of a simple matte eye. To create it, I'm gonna be going into one of Patrick Starr's collections. He made this quad palette with a few shades that I love to use that we do have at the counter, so you can purchase these if you love them. The first shade will be Soft Brown, which is a great transition color. I'm going to be going in with the new MAC 240 brush. This is a synthetic brush, but it is so amazing if you have huge eyelid space. All over the crease, and I'm gonna do back and forth motions and then circular motions. Just kind of like trade off between the both to get that very blended, very blown out shadow application. Sometimes this is all I do when I'm in a real hurry. I just kind of pop in like for example my Give Me Sun, I'll just pop it in the crease just to create dimension in the eye area. It just doesn't look as dull and flat. If I were to just be wearing concealer and setting it, I don't really like doing that. So I usually always pop some type of color in the crease, even if I don't do anything on the lid. This brush, I will say though, if you have a smaller lid space, I don't recommend that you use this brush for your crease. You can definitely use this for highlight. Ooh, it's so amazing for highlight. It's very amazing for concealer also. Shout out Mel, she taught me. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it into the bottom lash just to smoke it out. I never like to leave my under eyes bare. It kind of helps to camouflage those creases that I have under my eyes. Next color is going to be the shade Swiss Chocolate. It's also a matte color, and these are usually my go-to colors when I'm doing like a soft glam. If you're into like the warm tones, they're really great colors to have for transition. I'm gonna kind of bring it into the corners, the outer corners of my eyes, and slightly bring it into the crease. Not too much, just kind of keep it tight at the bottom. I don't want to blow it out to the top. I really want to see that color of the soft brown, the first color. What you do in one eye, you want to do in the next. So, same thing here. To make sure everything is well blended, I'm going to go back in with my 240 synthetic blending brush. I'm going to bring back some more of that this chocolate down to my bottom lash line. No additional product. I'm just gonna kind of buff out this outer corner. Kept it very, very tight in there. I don't know if you guys can see. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna record up close. How about that? My next color comes from my Minimalist LC Cosmetics palette. I'm gonna be using the color Blank Start. I'm gonna put that all over the lid and stop right about a quarter of the way. I'm gonna go back into that Hyper Real Glow palette, take that highlight color that I used and put it in the inner corners of my eyes, just like this, with that same big brush. I'm gonna be using this brown color here from my Minimalist palette. I'm gonna take an angled brush like this. Just kind of brush it all along the lash line. Just like that. It just gives it a little bit of dimension without being too much. I'm gonna bring it into my lower lash line as well. Same thing to the next side. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara to my top and lower lashes. I'm gonna curl them with my MAC eyelash curler. I'm gonna use the voluminous L'Oreal mascara. It has like a curve to it. See, so that does a pretty good job at lifting them. I have pretty long lashes already, so it really does a good job at creating volume and lifting them. Moving on to brows. I'm gonna be going in with my MAC Shape and Shape brow tint. It's one of MAC's newer brow products, and it looks kind of like a liner. So the strokes are very much kind of like brush black liquid liner. So what I like to do is I'll run a spoolie through them, and then I usually start in the beginning of my brow, like mimicking brow hairs, just very lightly. I'm holding it at the end, very light strokes upwards. So I'm gonna do the next one off camera because my camera's overheating, so I'll be back. All right, the brows are all filled in now and they look a lot fuller, more defined. Get yourself one of those if you've got sparse brows like me. I'm gonna be using MAC lashes today. These are the number 48s. I really love these lashes. These are full and wispy, but they're not so like dramatic. They're just perfect for this look today. So I'm gonna go ahead and use those. I'm gonna apply them off camera. Okay, so lashes are on now. I'm gonna go ahead and go back into that brown from the Minimalist palette. I'm gonna go over the lash band just to blend with my lashes. So any glue that you can see is going to hide it. Dust off any fallout. To finish the look, I'm going to do my lips. I'm going to be going in with this new MAC lipstick. It's from the Boom Boom Bloom collection. It looks like this. And the color is called, I don't know what the proper way of saying it is. It's like French. Okay, I'll let you guys figure that out because I'm not about to make a fool of myself. This is what the color looks like. It's very pretty, very vibrant. How's she feeling? Fabulous.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment down below. Bye!
Keep me company and never want to bar, no to bar, yeah. Bitch.